facing Porter Hodge as we start the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, you talk about the late game heroics. He has 8 home runs, 4 in the first, 5 in the first 3 innings, 3 in the last 3 innings. So it's early or late, and he's hit some big ones late.
Porter Hodge got the save for the Cubs last night. He walked the leadoff hitter. Then he got Lindor to hit a comebacker into a double play. And gets the slider over for a strike, 2-1. Hodge is 24 years old, second year with the Cubs. Saved 9 games for them last year. And the slider misses high, and he's behind Lindor 3-1 with Soto and Alonso to follow.
Yeah, if there's been any problems so far, you look at the Mets' top 3 hitters, they're really good and probably only going to get better as Soto heats up. He's had too many walks, 10 in the 17 innings.
Lindor smacks one to deep right field. Tucker back on the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Francisco Lindor puts the Mets back in front with his 9th home run of the year. 3-2 New York.
He's pretty amazing how he has the ability to get the team started and to finish games. And he does it so many different ways, but he's done it with big home runs this year. And there's one right there. Porter Hodge got the better of him last night with a double play on a slider. Not today.
More late game magic from the Mets' unofficial captain. It's only the second home run Porter Hodge has allowed this season. And now Soto hits one toward the left field line. Suzuki gets over and makes the catch. Tell you what, the last 2 nights, Suzuki, for a guy who's really never played left field in the big leagues, is pretty good out there.
Yeah, because the slice is different what a left-hander does in left field compared to right field. And he's played right field most of his career. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, he had a tough catch along the wall that Terrence hit, along the sidewall with the sun. I mean, he's been pretty good out there.
Alonso takes a slider for a strike. Pete's been up 3 times, struck out all 3. Mets get their closer Edwin Diaz up in the bullpen, with Lindor having given them the lead in the bottom of the 8th. In the 9th, the Cubs allowed Suzuki, Bush, and Kelly, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, due up. And Alonso drills one to left field. Suzuki won't get this one. Cuts it off on the warning track. Alonso heads to second, and he stands with a 1-out double. His league-leading 15th double of the year.
So much of Pete's contact has been hard this year, and it's because of his swing decisions, swinging at good pitches, staying in the zone, spitting on balls that are close, finding a pitch that you can handle. And that's why you see so many extra base hits by Pete Alonso. This is one of the tougher ones because it doesn't get to the wall, and Pete's got to run pretty hard.
Now Vientos bangs one to the center for a base hit. Alonso being waved home. It's bobbled by Crow Armstrong, and Alonso scores standing up, and the Mets have an insurance run. It's 4-2. Vientos, who hit the home run that gave the Mets the lead in the 6th, now provides some insurance in the 8th.
Well, again, he struggled his first 14 games, but most of his damage has been since then, and then another RBI for him. An RBI to make it 2-2, and now this one 4-2. I tell you what, that's a quick turnaround for a late inning guy. A game last night, and then to come back out today, the same hitters. Looks like that might be it.
Greg Counsell on his way out to the mound. And Gavin Hollowell is going to come in to replace Porter Hodge. Mets have scored twice in the 8th to take a 4-2 lead. Back to Citi Field in just a moment. Francisco Lindor giving the Mets the lead in the bottom of the 8th.
Little back flip, knew he got it right away. A waist-high breaking ball, not where he wanted it. And all of a sudden, the Mets took a big lead, 3-2 in the top of the 8th, bottom of the 8th.
Jose Azocar is running for Mark Vientos at first base. Gavin Hollowell is the new Cubs pitcher. Second appearance in this series. Worked a scoreless inning Friday night. And Brandon Nimmo takes a fastball high for ball 1.
Yeah, very effective. He only threw the 19 pitches in the 2-inning stint. Or, excuse me, not 2-inning stint.
Nimmo's been on base twice. A single and a hit by pitch. And he foul tips one for strike 1. Hollowell pitching close to his hometown. Grew up in New Jersey, Montgomery High School. First player ever from Montgomery High School in Skillman, New Jersey to make it to the major leagues.
And what is Skillman close to? Any idea?
I don't know, but Dave Fried, our statistician, is very good with Google Maps, so he's going to tell me in just a second. Jeff McNeil out on deck to bat for starting Marte in the DH spot. Mets will need a new third baseman in the 9th. Could be Brett Beatty, who started there last night. They could play McNeil at second and move Acuna to third, but if McNeil bats for the DH, that means they would lose the DH if they did that.
Yeah, I think it's got Beatty written all over it.
1-2 to Nimmo. And he slugs one to deep right field. Tucker back to the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here. Brandon Nimmo with the Mets' second home run of the bottom of the 8th inning. His 8th of the year, a 2-run shot. And now the Mets have scored 4 times in the bottom of the 8th and lead the Cubs 6-2.
Well, we knew both starters would not go into the 7th or the 8th, and it became a game of the bullpen. And so far, the Mets bullpen has outpitched the Cubs in 2 more big insurance runs for the Mets. And another hanging breaking ball. They go a long ways, those hanging breaking balls.
Always feels good to hit a home run after you got drilled in the ribs your last time.
Yeah, and it's always tough, I think, for sidearmers to face left-handers because they see the ball so well. It's impossible to hide to a left-handed hitter. Right-handed hitters struggle with sidearm guys if you're right-handed.
Now Jeff McNeil, pinch hitting for Marte in the DH spot, takes a slider for a strike. McNeil drew a walk as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning last night. Daniel Nunez is going to grab a baseball down in the Mets bullpen. With the Mets now up by 4 runs as McNeil pops one up. And Swanson on the outfield rim puts it away for the second out. I would think at 4 runs Diaz comes in. If it's any more than 4 runs, maybe Carlos Mendoza goes to Nunez instead.
Yeah, I would agree with that theory. That's one of the rules that I have never liked, that 3-batter minimum. I often think at times in the 9th inning, you know, with a 4-run lead, after 3 batters, it might be a 1-run game and your closer's not in the game. There should be some rule that they can adjust, because I think it makes you use your closer more than you want to, who's usually a star, which in some games you don't have him, where they pitch too much and they end up getting hurt.
I think that we've seen most managers these days, as long as their closer is rested and available, go to them with a 4-run lead. Whereas it used to be that managers managed more to the save rule and only brought them in with a lead of 3 or less. Alvarez bangs one the other way. That scoots through for a base hit. That's the 5th hit of this inning for New York. And Alvarez, who did not start this game, is 2 for 2 since coming on for the injured Torrens.
Nothing like coming in the middle and getting a couple knocks.
It's always the guy who doesn't expect to play.
Yeah, he's relaxed. He's not worrying about everything.
Now Acuna will be the 8th man up in the inning. He's 1 for 3 at a base hit in the 5th. Grounded into a double play his last time up in the 7th. And gets one off the fists. That could have broken a thumb. I am told by my ace Google Maps peruser that Skillman, New Jersey is near Princeton.
Huh? Okay.
Which means it's right near my buddy Al Friedman, our high home cameraman, who drives all that way from Princeton every day. He's here all the time.
That's dedication.
Right back to the mound. Hollowell grabs that one. Inning over, but the Mets take the lead with a